Hi guys, Nim here. I'm the person who set up the staking.rocks stake pool for Cardano. Our stake pool is one of the very few pools here in the Philippines. Last I checked, there are only 3 of us, and it is currently our stake pool which has the highest number of delegators. Mostly fellow members of the FB group Traders Apprentice Pilipinas, or TAP, which was created by Sir Tony Herbosa, who has been the most tireless wealth advocate and mentor to the group. Shortly after I got our servers up, I was then joined by Arnel, who is also a fellow member of our top FB group, and since then he has been very instrumental in the growth of our stake pool by actively inviting every ADA holder he knows to stake with us. He has even spent much of his own money in coin giveaways to our delegators. Kasi guys, running servers for a Cardano node alone is not enough, which I will talk about more in a while. In this video, I wanted to talk about the significance of your ADA stake and who you choose to stake with. If you're thinking of holding your ADA for a while, and kung gusto nyong ma-reach natin ang mas mabilis ang mga all-time highs na presyo ng ADA, your own actions, kahit gaano kaliit, can actually have a direct influence on these things. So, I hope you can lend me a bit of your time to watch this video to the end. Okay. To get to my main point, guys, let me briefly describe some fundamental concepts of the blockchain and how important decentralization is. Para lang dun sa mga newcomers sa space na ito. Alam ko, many of you are more knowledgeable na kaysa sa akin. So, one of the main points of adopting a blockchain system is to have an immutable record of activities and things. Yung records na hindi nababago o napafalsify. Most notably sa ngayon, mga financial transactions na activities pa lang ang nasa records ng blockchain projects ngayon. Sa mga hindi pa familiar, you will probably say, anong kaibahan yan sa transaction records na nasa bangko or yung nasa registry of deeds natin or yung records of public documents sa notaryo? Diyan papasok yung decentralization. You see, dito sa traditional banking system natin, and itong handling ng public records natin sa ngayon, like that of the Land Registration Authority and the Registry of Deeds, pinagkakatiwala lang natin sa isang centralized authority or organization ang pag-maintain ng mga records na to. Ang problema dito, mga tao lang ang nag-compose ng mga organizations and authorities na ito. And we're giving them our trust. We're giving them the power to oversee the maintenance of our financial and property records in the case of my examples. And we humans are inherently corruptible. We are emotional creatures. We have our own individual biases and opinions. Kaya, it doesn't really matter how good, impartial, or altruistic we want to be. We cannot be trusted to objectively implement rules. As soon as merong reason or motive to freeze your money in a bank account, gagawin yan ng bangko nyo. Kasi kaya nila. Sila lang yung may hawak ng records ng accounts natin. It doesn't matter kung fair ba yun sa tingin nyo or not. They will find and use legal basis sa pag-freeze ng account nyo. Or in the case of government agencies, if gusto nilang doktorin ng mga records para mailabas nila ang pera, gagawin nila yan. Tingnan na lang natin yung issue dyan sa PhilHealth na mainit ngayon. May auditor nga tayo, but huli na kung malaman man natin ang mga hocus-pocus nila dyan. And likewise, mga tao lang din ang andyan sa auditing agency natin who, again, are vulnerable to corruption. Now, ibig sabihin ng decentralization is bawat participant ng system ay may complete copy of the records of the system, be it financial transactions or transfers of property, etc. And continuously updated yung mga individual copies na yan na hawak ng bawat participant. Also, every time may bagong entry sa records, each participant can independently verify that new entry. Pwede nilang i-check kung tugma ba sa previous records at kung ayon nga ba sa rules ang activity or transaction na yon. Example, let's say may transaction na gustong ipasok sa decentralized records natin na si person A ay nagbayad kay person B ng let's say 1,000 ADA. If you are one of the participants, you can independently check kung si person A ay meron nga bang 1,000 ADA sa account niya na pwede niyang ipambayad doon kay person B. And if it turns out na wala pala or kulang na pala ang balance niya, you can instantly raise a protest and reject that entry para malaman ng lahat ng iba pang participants sa system. And of course, automated na itong lahat ng checks and verifications na to. This way, hindi natin kailangang ipagkatiwala sa isang central entity or authority ang pag-maintain ng records at pag-implement ng rules. Lahat na ng participants sa system ang mag-i-implement ng rules, mag-update at mag-maintain ng records. What this means is kung meron mang may gustong i-corrupt yung system or baguhin ang records like yung balance ng account ni person A sa example natin, kailangan niyang i-corrupt lahat ng participants or baguhin ang copy ng records na hawak ng lahat ng participants para maging successful siya sa gusto niya. If mangyari man yan, ibig sabihin, nag-agree lahat. So, hindi na natin masabi na unfair yun, di ba? Now, how is this relevant sa Cardano at sa presyo ng ADA na hawak natin ngayon? Right now kasi guys, we have this ongoing issue na heavily discussed by the pool operators sa Cardano Community Forum. As a blockchain project kasi, isa sa main goals ng Cardano is to be a decentralized system. Sa case ng Cardano, yung participants na sabi ko kanina, ito yung mga tinatawag na stake pools. Ito yung mga nodes in the network na may sariling copy ng lahat ng records ng system. Sila rin yung mga nagpo-propose ng new entries. Itong mga entries na to, yung pumapasok sa blocks at dinudugtong into the blockchain. So, mas maraming stake pools, mas decentralized ang network. Meaning, mas mahirap i-corrupt ang network. Mas resistant siya sa attacks. Kasi, if you're an attacker, and for example, gusto mong baguhin ang balance ng wallet mo, kailangan mong baguhin ang records ng more than 50% of all the stake pools. But actually, hindi lang stake pools ang ideally mas marami. Dapat, yung mga operators ng stake pools ang mas marami. Kasi meaningless rin kung may 1,000 stake pools nga tayo, but 10 operators lang pala ang may-ari ng mga stake pools na yon, owning 100 pools each, di ba? In that case, at least 6 lang sa kanila doon ang kailangan magkasundo at kontrolado na nila yung buong network. Kung gusto nilang biglang lakihan ang balance ng wallets nila, wala na makakapigil sa kanila. Kung aabot tayo sa ganyang scenario guys, ano pa ang meaning ng balance sa sarili nating ADA wallets? Eventually, mawawalan talaga ng value ang ADA natin. So, as ADA holders, it is in our own interest na pigilang mangyari ito sa network. And you can do that by choosing who you stake with or saang stake pool nyo i-delegate yung stake nyo. Ganito kasi yan guys. Diba, we receive rewards if we stake our ADA. Those rewards are given to the stake pools that generate the new blocks that are added into the blockchain. And at reward distribution time, may maliit na fees na dinideduct ang system from the rewards. Binibigay ito sa stake pool owners bago pinaghahatian ng mga delegators yung bulk ng rewards. Of course, in proportion to the amount of their delegated stake. Yang fees na yan ang pinaka-revenue ng stake pool owner or operator. Diyan supposedly manggagaling yung pambayad nila sa maintenance ng servers nila, kuryente, software, and of course, yung mga taong nagme-maintain ng servers at iba pang overheads. The problem is, kung hindi makaproduce ng blocks ang stake pool, wala rin itong marireceive na rewards. Consequently, walang pagbabawasan ng fees. So, walang pag-maintain ng servers, etc. Eventually, titigilan talaga ang operation ng stake pool. Now, how does a stake pool make sure that it will produce new blocks? May dalawang parts lang ito. First is, we have to make sure that our servers are up and connected to the internet all the time, 24/7, no excuses or exemptions. This part, entirely kontrolado ito ng operator. Walang involvement ang delegators dito. But second, we need to have a big enough stake so that the algorithm running in the network will give us the opportunity to produce the next blocks. Complex yung mathematical formula nito sa pag-determine kung aling stake pool ang magpuproduce ng next block. But basically, it boils down to bigger stake pool equals more chances to produce new blocks, which as mentioned is the ultimate action that is being rewarded. Dito papasok yung contribution nyo as delegators. If you are not running your own stake pool, ideally guys, doon kayo mag-delegate sa stake pools na hindi pa gaanong kalakihan but hindi rin sobrang liit na hindi naman nabibigyan ng chance na makapag-produce ng new blocks. Para may rewards pa rin kayo. And more importantly, make sure that you are delegating to a stake pool that is not owned or operated by one of those na may marami ng malalaking stake pools. Ano pala ang malaki at maliit? At the time of making this video, a stake pool needs to have more than 1 million ADA in active stake for it to have around 30% chance of producing at least one block in every epoch. An epoch pala, by the way, is a period of 5 days in the Cardano system. In case you're not yet familiar. But nagbabago pa itong figures na ito guys kasi may iba pang parameters na gradually binabago sa system until matapos ang handover into the community stake pools ang production of new blocks. Sa ngayon kasi 74% of the new blocks are still produced by the developers of the project and binababa nila ito by 2% every epoch. until maging zero. At in that case, 100% of new blocks na ang pinoproduce ng stake pools. So again, basically, the bigger the stake delegated to a pool, the higher its probability to produce the next blocks. Hence, more rewards. But may cap rin ito. At some point, hindi na tumataas ang chances ng isang pool to produce new blocks kahit lumalaki pa rin ang stake na nakadelegate sa kanya. Ito yung tinatawag na saturation. Sa ngayon, this is around 200 million ADA ang saturation point ng isang stake pool. But again, mababago pa ito as we progress. Kaya ang ginagawa ng ilang stake pool operators is gumagawa sila ng additional stake pool nila at doon nila pinapadelegate yung mga bagong delegators nila. To see this, we can go to this website pooltool.io. Dito sa list of stake pools, meron sila ditong option to consolidate the list according to the owners or operators. And if i-on natin ito, makikita natin na may ilang operators na ang maraming stake pools na ino-operate. Dito tayo ngayon may problema. And this is an issue that will impact us all in the long term. Like I mentioned, if delegators will continue to delegate dito sa mga pools na ito, lalo lang lalaki ang influence nila sa network. Naaagaw na rin nila ang chances sana ng ibang mas maliliit na pools that are owned by other operators. Imbis na lumaki pa sana ang iba, hindi na. Kasi kung saturated na yung mga malalaki, gumagawa sila ng additional pools. And kung mananatiling maliit yung karamihan sa ibang stake pools, di sila napapasahan ng chance to produce new blocks. Because again, kailangan malaki ang collective stake ng pool para tumaas yung probability niyang makapag-produce ng next block. Consequently, maliit lang ang revenue ng pool, or if malas talaga, totally zero. Yan yung nangyayari to the majority of the stake pools ngayon. We are very lucky na in our stake pool at nakapag-produce na tayo ng ilang blocks na rin in the first few epochs pa lang since nag-start ang handover. At least now, we have a good chance now of surviving in the longer term. So guys, if you dream of seeing the value of your ADA reach new all-time highs, you can contribute directly by delegating your stake to one of the smaller pools na hindi operated ng multi-pool operators. It's understandable naman that delegators just want to put their money where they will get the most returns. But ang worry kasi naming mga stake pool operators is baka yung number of blocks produced lang ang tinitingnan ng new delegators at hindi yung percentage returns. Nagtataka kami kung bakit ang daming nagde-delegate dito sa mga same operators when in fact kung titingnan natin ang actual percentage returns, mas malaki ang napoprovide ng smaller pools. Kahit pa sabihin na natin all the same lang ang returns, if you delegate to the smaller pools with different owners, may added positive effect yung action mo. You are contributing towards the decentralization of the network, which again is one of the main things where a blockchain project derives its value. So ayun guys, what we stake pool operators are saying is, please stop delegating to saturated stake pools and to those new stake pools owned by the same operators. There's neither short-term nor long-term advantage in doing that. Damay-damay tayo lahat niyan. And eventually, masasayang lang yung potential ng Cardano project if mapupunta rin tayo sa centralized network like other projects. Delegate to smaller pools instead, those operated by different owners. And if you find value in this video, please consider delegating to our pool, Staking Rocks, ticker code PHRCK. Ito yung details na kailangan nyo sa baba. If you need help in delegating your stake, meron rin kaming video guides for different wallets na may staking functionality nang enabled. Check nyo na lang sa description ng video na to or doon directly sa FB page namin at YouTube channel. Thank you very much for your time guys if you made it all the way to this part.